Welcome to Game Bet Match, the only sports gambling podcast focused on bullshit rinky-dink tennis matches you can only watch illegally online. And now, your host, the man the bookies call frequently, it's Art Peckett.
Game, set, and match.
Thank you for that introduction. Definitely not me. My name's Harp. I've been gambling on sports since my mom uncovered her spread. And if there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's that you will lose money gambling on major sports. NFL, NBA, college. People say, oh, I've got a system or hardcore analytics. I'm on a 9-1 streak. It's all bullshit. There's maybe a handful of people in the world who can consistently bet on major sports and turn a profit. And that's because of the juice. Those wily cats in Vegas, they don't pay you even money. They pay minus 110, meaning you have to bet $110 to win $100. Now, classic math says that means you need to get about 56% of your bets right to turn a profit. But I think the people who say that are on the Vegas take. I bet you it's closer to 60% because you have tons of additional expenses you don't factor in. Now, can you get 60% of NFL games right over time? No, you can't, because these lines are really good. The people that set them, in fact, that's all they do all day. People bet billions upon billions of dollars, and there's people whose job it is to make sure that money goes to the casinos. They set these lines so at the end of the day, no matter what you're doing, it's a 50-50 coin flip. So you go flip a coin a million times and find someone who gets it right 60% of the time. I'll wait. It's going to take a while. You're not going to find them, and also flipping a coin a million times takes like forever, so don't actually do that. So why am I doing this podcast, you might ask? Same reason I used to watch every WNBA game. Because I jerk off to sports. No, that's not why. Because people weren't betting them, so bookies weren't paying much attention. That's changed. The lines in the WNBA have gotten better. But you know what still has really bad lines? Low-level tennis. Now, what do I mean by bad lines? Just by doing some simple research, you could find matches where one player should be the overwhelming favorite. I mean, minus 250, let's say, which means you have to bet $250 to win 100. But instead, that player is barely a favorite at minus 130. That's huge value. You're getting paid out like it's a risky bet, but it's actually pretty safe. Or sometimes they have the underdog flipped. One player will be at plus 130, meaning you bet 100 to win 130, but that guy should be the clear favorite. Why are these lines bad? Because you can't really bet huge amounts on these games. But you could still bet like $1,000 a match on most of these on the online sites I've been finding them. And that's not that bad, you know? You're betting $1,000 every tennis match. You're really getting your juices going. It's a good time. Now, I started betting tennis about a year ago, and this is really the only thing I could turn a profit in. Now, I blow that profit on the coin flip that is college football, but that's my cross to bear. That's not to say I don't enjoy watching tennis. Tennis actually can be pretty fun to watch and a pretty cool sport to bet on. There's games that are on 24 hours a day, and even if you can't watch it, you stare at your phone, you see the score tick back and forth. It's like you're watching lotto balls bounce. It's fantastic. It's a great way to get in your gambling fix while people think you're busy. So, that's my spiel. That's what the show's about. It's me giving you tennis picks. Hopefully we make some money. Let's hop right into it. Today, we got a quick episode. It's the first episode. I've only got one pick for us, and it's from the Santo Domingo Challenger. Now, the Santo Domingo Challenger is actually a pretty cool little ATP tournament held at the Santo Domingo Tennis Club in, you guessed it, Santo Domingo. A real original name for your tennis club, guys. They could have called it like Green Balls or something cool, I think. Anyway, this used to actually be called the Milex Open. Milex sold auto parts. I don't really know what happened to break down that relationship. But anyway, this is a tournament on clay, and the winner gets $125 grand. Now, we're already at the semis of this tournament. There's only 4 players left, but one of these bets has really good value, and that bet will be on the backhanding Brazilian Thiago Monteiro, as he takes on the Peruvian prodigy Juan Pablo Varias. I made up those nicknames, but those are the real names. Now I'm not going to name my sports book, but on most sites online, Monteiro currently sits at about plus 113 on the money line. The money line means he just has to win the match. He could drop a set, but he wins the other 2. It doesn't matter. As long as he wins the match, he wins on the money line. Plus 113 means we bet $100. It pays $113. That means they think he's the underdog. They, in fact, have Juan Pablo Varia at minus 130. You should be like, hey, if one's at plus 113, shouldn't it be minus 113? Those numbers are skewed. It seems as if the juice is in the favor of the casino there. That's how gambling works, unfortunately. But for whatever reason, Varillas is the favorite, Montero is the underdog. And in my opinion, Montero should be the favorite, not the underdog. Now, I don't think he should be an overwhelming favorite, but he should definitely be the favorite. And here's why. First off, he's a fair deal higher ranked than Varillas. Now, once you're outside of the top 100, which both of these players are, there's a lot more variance, but Montero's ranked 106, so it's not that bad. Anyway, by variance, I mean if a guy is ranked 20, he's not going to lose to a guy ranked 200 that much. But if a guy is ranked 150, he can lose to a guy ranked 250 pretty frequently. So going by ranking alone, it's not a great idea, but it gives you a feel for the level of competition they've been facing. And Montero's been in the top 125 since 2017. Varillas just cracked the top 300 this year. And they're within a year of each other age-wise, so the ranking does have more meaning. If one guy was 10 years older, all right, fine, it takes a while to get up the rankings, we get it, yada yada. These guys are both hitting their quarter-life crisis right about now. One's been consistently higher ranked by a fair deal. You got to favor them a little bit there. And now let's take a look at their form, how they've been playing lately. This is actually pretty even. Montero's won 8 of his last 10, which is great. And Varillas is actually 10 for 10. So you're like, oh, whoa, you're betting against the guy who's 10 for 10. The thing is, though, he's coming off a tournament win in another clay tournament, the Campinas Invitational in Brazil. Now, Montero also played in that tournament, but he had an early exit against the Frenchman, the fuck's this guy's name? Maxime Hamau. Now, that may not sound good, but it's actually something that's going to give him an advantage, and here's why. That tournament didn't even end a week ago. Montero only had to play the one game. Varillas played 4 more entire matches. He might be a little tired. And in this tournament, Montero was the 4th seed. He got a bye. Varillas did not have a bye. That means Varillas has played another match in this tournament. And Montero hasn't even dropped a set. Over the last 2 weeks, Varillas has played almost twice as much tennis as Montero. You gotta like Montero there. Next, and one of the most important factors, is how do these guys play each other? Sometimes one player dominates another guy is just in his head, or sometimes one guy always wins on clay and the other guy always wins on hard. You know, unfortunately here we don't have a Federer-Djokovic type history to peel through, but the Montero-Varillas rivalry does have one previous match in its storied lore, and that match, much like this one, was on clay and took place just 7 months ago. Montero easily dispatched Varillas 6-4, 6-3. I expect a similar result here. If you're feeling frisky, maybe throw a bet on Montero to win in straight sets for an even higher payout of around plus 235. Means you have to bet 100 to win 235. I'm not endorsing that. I'm only going to bet on the money line. That way, if Montero does win in straight sets, I can kick myself for having left money on the table. Well, folks, that's it for the first episode. Just wanted to get out one brief handicap, and I hope you can get your bets in on time. This match starts at 2 p.m. Pacific, or in about 3 hours. Now, it may be college game day, but in my experience, most Buffalo Wild Wings will be playing this match as long as they have the Dominican Tennis Channel, which usually is on DirecTV, channel 217D, I believe. But if not, just use the internet and you can watch it. All right, thanks a lot, folks. Good luck.
Game, set, and match.